Uh, Dear student, today we will learn on the chapter number 7 of AGChem 2.2. It is on soil amendments. So first looking to the definition of soil amendments. It is a substance, rather it may be a organic or inorganic or substance or material which was used to applied to the soil for plant growth indirectly, because it directly not provide any nutrients specifically, but it also enhance the physical, chemical and biological property of the soil. So by that way it is called a soil amendment. Rather it is also called as a the soil conditioner, because it improve the physico-chemical and biological condition of the soil. According to Rye in 1965, this soil amendment usually did not contain plant nutrients, but they cannot be classified, though they contain some plant nutrient, but they are not classified as a fertilizer. According to the definition of fertilizer, this the fertilizer which provides some specific nutrients, but here they contain some nutrients, but they are not considered as a fertilizer, as their use, the main aim of use of this amendment is not to supply nutrient directly to the crop. So but indirectly it is helpful for the plant growth. This is the definition of amendments given by Rye in 1965. So as I have said that it is of two types. They are of organic and inorganic in nature. In case of organic amendments, organic manure, suppose, is not directly help to exchange the sodium from the exchangeable complex, as in case of gypsum, but primarily they improve the physical condition of the soil, and by improving the aggregation of the soil, which also enhance the water and air movement in the soil. So this FIM, that is most common organic amendment consider, which is the requirement of the FIM, the quantity required for the FIM1 application. In first year of the reclamation, it requires approximately 50 tons per hectare, and it's reduced to half in the succeeding years. That means in first year it should be required 50 tons per hectare, and in next year it may be reduced by 25 per, then further next year it may be reduced by 12.5 ton per hectare. So the efficiency of gypsum has been found to be increased when it is applied along with the FIM. So the combination of organic amendments, that is FIM, and inorganic amendments, that is gypsum. So the efficiency of gypsum for the reclamation of sodic soil is increased when we mix the FYM in the gypsum. By that way, the efficiency of gypsum can be increases. The second organic amendment is molasses and pressed mud. Though these two products are a waste of sugar factory, this molasses and pressed mud, they have been also used for the soil reclamation. The pressed mud, it is a byproduct from the sugar factories which contain calcium carbonate, and since calcium is presented as a calcium carbonate, it is slowly acting amendment requiring acid or acid forming materials for the dissolution of the calcium carbonate present in the pressed mud, and some acidic materials must be required, as due to that this calcium is released from the pressed mud, and that calcium will be replaced the exchangeable sodium present on the exchange site in the alkali soil or that sodic soil. As against carbonation process, the pressed mud from the sugar factories employing sulfutation process, that is for the acidification, has superior reclamation values as it contains sulfate of lime instead of its carbonate. So already solubilization of this pressed mud or calcium carbonate of the pressed mud, when it is treated with the sulfatization, that means addition of the sulfuric acid or some that acidic materials, that became a superior reclamation value, that has a superior reclamation value, because it contain it, that means this calcium is converted into calcium sulfate, which is highly soluble as compared to calcium carbonate. So this is now looking to the another organic reclaiming agent, or we can say amendment. This is green manuring, and green manuring with Susbenia aculeata, that is dhencha. It is in Gujarati we can say it is a ikkad. Ikkad is a highly resistance against this growing in the sodic soil, or in case of high pH soil. It is most found in the most successful. The juice of green plants can neutralize high alkalinity, its initial pH being 4.01, with only slight rise even within a month. In black cotton soil, it is thrive well under moderately saline condition and can withstand high alkalinity, even waterlogging, or even against the drought. So it is remarkably suited in that region to alkali soils that characterized by such adverse conditions. The dhencha is very important organic amendments. Particularly in this, when we incorporated the dhencha, it is sulfurated hydrogen is generated by the decomposition of the dhencha. So that is why it is very important. The second organic amendment is the paddy straw, or we can say rice husk. It has also been used at a rate when between 15 to 30% tons per hectare. Though it is also used as a fodder, animal fodder, but one can use that as a this paddy husk or paddy straw as a organic amendments. Some weeds like Ergemone mexicana, which has been also found as a suitable for alkali soils. The other weeds found suitable for the purpose of the green manuring are Ipomia grandiflora and Pongamia glabra. So these are some practices of the incorporation of the weeds species for the reclamation of alkali soil. The Russian workers, they have suggested the addition of cellulose with sufficient addition of nitrogen for easy decomposition of these organic materials like paddy straw, green manuring materials, or these weeds. Looking to the inorganic amendments, there are different chemical amendments. One is the soluble calcium salt, the material which contain, because we can see the calcium is responsible for replacement of exchangeable sodium, which are problematic in the alkali soil. So that exchangeable sodium must be replaced by the calcium materials. So some materials which contain calcium as such in the soluble form. So one is the calcium chloride, that is hydrated calcium chloride, CaCl2 twice H2O. Then gypsum, as we know there are two types of gypsum. One is the phosphogypsum, which is the byproduct of the chemical fertilizers company, and the mineral gypsum, which are made available in the mines. So this gypsum is also, though it is sparingly soluble, but slowly soluble gypsum can be used as a calcium salt. And the third is the though the gypsum, the difference between gypsum and calcium sulfate is gypsum is having a hydrated calcium sulfate, and calcium sulfate itself is a non-hydrated, that is CaSO4 only. It is a non-hydrated calcium sulfate. So this by this way, these are the soluble materials which contain the soluble calcium. And some other materials or chemicals which are acid or acid forming materials. So first example of acid or acid forming material is the elemental sulfur. The second is the sulfuric acid, as such H2SO4. The iron sulfate, the aluminum sulfate, that is lime sulfate, and pyrite, FeS2. So these all materials are acid forming materials. When we add into the soil, it became hydrated and it forms a sulfuric acid or some acidic materials in the soil after hydration. So this acid will be utilized for the dissolution of the native calcium carbonate present in the soil, or otherwise directly that is also dissolve the applied gypsum materials or calcium sulfate materials. So by that way, when once the calcium carbonate or calcium material is dissolved by this acidic forming materials, these will be replaced the exchangeable sodium in the alkali soil. The kind and amount of chemical amendments to be used for the replacement of exchangeable sodium in the soil, it is depend upon the soil characteristics. That means some soil contain native calcium carbonate, some soil did not contain or does not contain calcium carbonate. So this is the characteristics. Other characteristics like physical condition or texture or structure. So and the desired rate of replacement and economic consideration. So these are the factors which are responsible for amount of amendments required for the reclamation of the sodic soil. So the soluble calcium salts are preferred when soil does not contain alkaline earth carbonates, we can say, that is calcium carbonate. So some calcareous soil, so some soil which does not contain, so except calcium carbonate, calcareous soil, except calcareous soil which did not contain this alkaline earth carbonate or the calcium carbonate, in which the calcium sulfates, soluble calcium sulfate salts, that is calcium chloride, gypsum, may be preferred. And the acid or acid formers are preferred when soil contains alkaline earth carbonates or calcium carbonate. So acid or acid formers, that is sulfur, iron pyrite. So these are the acid, sulfuric acid even itself, are also used along with the calcium salt of low solubility, but the state of, I think it is not readable. This is rate of reaction is very low. Here in case of acid or acid formers, they are also used along with the calcium salt. The combination of the acid forming materials and soluble calcium salts of low solubility, but their rate of reaction is very low. So here the advantage and disadvantage of these amendments. I think I delete my photographs. Here the advantages and disadvantages of amendments. Calcium chloride is highly soluble and calcium is readily available, but its cost wise it is very costly as compared to gypsum. So that is why it is restricted to use this calcium chloride as such as the soil amendments. Secondly, iron and aluminum sulfate also hydrolyze readily in the soil to form a sulfuric acid, but here also the cost is very effective. And the amendment which can be used in the calcareous soil, but it requires special equipments and has hazardous in handling. So this is also a disadvantage. And the next is the sulfur is slow acting amendment, because when we apply the sulfur it becomes oxidized and it takes 15 to 13 days. So, and large applications are needed. It requires more time for complete oxidation in cool winter season. The oxidation rate is too slow to give satisfactory results. So, since the oxidation process is fully microbial here and the optimum amount of moisture has to be maintained continuously in the soil. So, it is when the sulfur is applied to the soil, it requires oxidation process, and for that oxidation it requires the fully moisture condition. The oxidation process is carried out by the microbes, and this is controlled by the moisture and temperature of the soil. So, it is a very slow process. The soil should not be leached until sufficient time has been allowed for most of the sulfur to oxidize. So, this is the limitation of the using sulfur, elemental sulfur as a amendments. So, limestone, we can say lime or liming material is a low cost amendment, but the solubility is affected by pH of the soil and particle size of the amendments. So, this is further two factors responsible for the dissolution of the limestone, because it is affected by pH. So, in alkali soil under the high pH range, the lime is dissolved slowly as compared to acid soil. Further, the particle size of the limestone, so bigger the soil particles, limestone particles, slower will be the dissolution. So, these are the two factors which restrict to use of the limestone as a amendments for the reclamation of alkali soil. So, like sulfur, pyrite has iron pyrite FeS2. That iron pyrite has to be oxidized first, which is a slow process, and the rate of reaction depends on the particle size. So, here the iron pyrite is also perform a dissolution as in case of elemental sulfur. So, again the application of the pyrite at a higher rate markedly decrease its oxidation rate. It is though it is a cheaper amendments. So, against all these chemical amendments, like this elemental sulfur, the calcium chloride, iron and aluminum sulfate, that limestone and iron pyrite, these all materials has some limitations. Sometimes it is a higher in the cost, sometimes it is a slowly reacting. But looking to the cost and other factors, gypsum is the most common amendments used for the reclamation of saline sodic as well as non-saline sodics. It is a low cost amendment, and the rate of reaction in replacing sodium is limited on its solubility, though it is having a less solubility in water, which is about 0.25% at ordinary temperature.